really hit me that you said grateful. So the idea of being grateful potentially for things like anger or for maybe even shutting down and being depressed or sort of under functioning.
Yeah.
Um, could you talk a little bit like how it's a strange concept to marry gratitude with something like that?
Yeah, everything's about the context, right? And so, let's say I'm a young person who is learning either in my home environment or in my school environment that when I share personal information, people gossip about me. And so I don't have people who are very warm and responsive. They don't they don't respond with things that feel caring or helpful or supportive. So when I share difficult things, instead of it making a hard thing easier, it takes
Mhm.
a hard thing and it makes it worse. Right. And so then maybe I'm learning through enough experiences that that's just a nightmare. So I'll just keep it to myself. Um, and so I may be starting to practice patterns of isolation or disconnection from other people, which, in an ideal world, we really don't want young people or any people for that matter to have to kind of live emotionally isolated in the world. And if my choices are to be gossiped about and talked about negatively on top of already struggling with difficult things, maybe that's something I'm grateful to myself for having figured out, because that might otherwise be considered a boundary, really. Um, it's just that because I'm so young and I don't have access to the insights I would need or a whole variety of resources for how else could I go about getting these needs met, it ends up being patterned in a little bit more of an all or nothing type of a way. And so then that becomes stuck on a certain level for me too. And so I'm both grateful to that younger part of me who figured out that that was adaptive to, kind of pull back from that situation. And I might be noticing that living with everybody at arm's length is maybe just not helping me out.